Spin.
Yeah, spin selling. Yeah. Right? Okay. So basically I'm just keep what the definition is simple. A spin selling is basically a sequence of questions, okay? It's a question-based approach. Put that right here.
Question-based approach.
Mm-hmm. Right? So this is a sequence of questions. So the first letter in the spin is the S, is situation. The next one is problem. The next one is implication. And the next one is need payoff. Right. So the person like back in like the 80s, this guy, his name is Neil Rackham, right? He's one like a successful seller. He definitely created this method that it suggests that the sales pitches are successful when the customer talks while the seller listens intently, right? So basically, selling something is successful when we're listening to what the customer has to say rather than talking all the time, right? So this particular topic, we're going to talk about how we ask questions for them to tell us so we can listen, right? So we can know what approach we want to use. So for a situation question, right? These are all questions, by the way. Situation question, problem questions, implication questions, need to pay off questions. All right, just to throw that out there. So in the situation question, this is the first stage. This is where you want to learn your prospect. Learn prospect, right? You want to learn the situation. You want to get background information. You want to get leverage, right? On what to do next, right? So in the next one is the problem. So you want to find out like what they're suffering from, right? So AKA pain points. We need the pain points in this stage. Find out what they are suffering from. Because we all know they suffering from something. Because that's why we get all the objections that we get, right? All right. Implication. In this stage, you want to emphasize their pain. Sound a little crazy, but you want to put emphasis on their pain, right? I'm going to explain. You want to put emphasis on their pain and you want to find out the impact on what they were suffering from. So it's basically the same thing.
Juice.
So the last one, need payoff. This stage of questions is where you want to ask questions that is gearing to a solution, right? Gearing to a solution. This is the potential value to make the problem go away. So this is what it is, right? So I'm going to tell y'all why we use it. It's a couple of reasons why we use spin selling, all right? So overall, it creates comfort on the prospect side, okay? It makes them gradually open up and unveil concerns or needs, right? So that's the purpose of asking these sequence of events, right? It helps us as the reps to engage effectively. So you can write this down while I say it because I took up the board. So it helps sales rep, which is us, engage effectively, okay?
Repeat the first one, please.
It helps sales rep, which is us.
No, creates comfort.
Oh, before what I said? It creates comfort on the prospect side, so it makes them gradually open up and unveil concerns or needs, right?
Could you do that too?
So it creates comfort on the prospect side. Creates comfort on the prospect side, making them gradually open up and unveil their concerns or needs. Making them gradually open up and unveil their concerns or needs, okay? This is what you could have wrote down. So it helps the sales rep, which is us, engage effectively. So it helps us engage effectively, right? It builds trust. Uncover their needs, like I said. And then it also helps gain solution. Okay? Y'all got that? All right. So basically, all in all, we use these stages as questions to...
Sorry.
Oh, okay. We use these stages of questions as, to progress on, right? To move the conversation forward. All right, so I'm gonna really kind of show you what it looks like. This is a true story that happened to me on the field when I was engaging with a customer, right? So 9 times out of 10, majority of the people we speak to did this before, had a bad experience, whatever it is that they did, any type or whatever, they did it before, right? Majority of the people we also speak to, well, what I speak to, they're ready to tell me what happened. They ready, oh no, my bill went up because this, that, and the third. Or no, because they came last week and they was looking at my bill, they ready to tell their story, right? Even though we want to listen to their story, we also want to take control. I'm going to tell you how to tell your story. You understand? So I'm going to ask these questions in these stages to set up how I want them to tell me their story. So I'll know my approach. Because sometimes when they tell their story and they're rambling on, it doesn't really help us, and we really don't know how to maneuver, right? So even though that we have to listen to them, without them even knowing, we're taking control, we're guiding them through what we want them to say, right? So on the field, somebody told me I did this before, right? So I'm gonna ask them, this is in the first stage, what exactly did you do? I know we all ask that question without us even knowing, that's the first stage. What exactly did you do? Oh, I switched companies. So now this is the second stage now. I'm trying to find out what they're suffering from. So I go, what was the name of the company? Oh, I don't remember. So I said, was it an out-of-state company? Like, was it an out-of-state company? Oh yeah, it was actually something in Maryland. Okay. So in my head, I already know like what I'm gonna say, the next thing I'm gonna ask. So I'm like, oh, did you receive 2 separate bills? Yeah, I got one from PSE&G and I got one from the other company. That's how I knew it was in Maryland. Okay. So now, mind you, I'm asking questions. I didn't say anything else. I'm not saying any statements. I'm asking questions. So this is in a problem stage. So now I already know that she did something, she don't even know the name. She did something out of state, and she received 2 separate bills, right? So the next set of questions in this stage that I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna put emphasis on what she did, like kind of make her feel bad, or without me telling her that she did bad. You understand? So, and I wanna know how the pain that she was suffering from impacted her. So my next series of questions in this stage, so I'm like, oh, so your bill increased a lot? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it definitely did. I'm like, oh, so your rate went up every month? Yeah, when I first started, They said I was gonna have 11 cents. PSC&G was currently giving me 12 cents. Then the next month I seen it was 13 cents. Then the next month it just went to 17 cents, and now I'm at 21 cents. So now in my head, I'm like, I already know. So now I'm like, okay, so after you seen it increase the first month, why didn't you cancel? Right? This is still in this stage, right? I'm asking her, well, why didn't you cancel after you seen an increase after the second month? She goes, well, at first I didn't really notice, and the reason why I did it because they said it's going green and I wanted to receive clean energy. That I'm like, okay. Now it's go time. I already know what I'm gonna say. So now I'm in the other stage because now she said that what she said? What did I say? Now she said that she wanted to go green, right? That's the reason why she did it. All right. She let me know that her bill went up every month. She told me the reason why she didn't cancel at first. She didn't notice the reason why she just initially did it because she wanted to go green. Right. So that leads me to the last question where I gear her into the solution, right? So now I'm gonna ask her, so now I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely get everything that you just said. So if you didn't have that bad experience, you would continue going green? Yes, of course, that's what she said. So boom, that was my question right there. So now I'm jumping in and I'm closing her, right? Mind you, this is even before I pitched. I didn't even pitch her. I came up there and she said, I did this before, like, she's just saying I did this before, so now I'm gearing her into the questions because if I would have just said, oh, you didn't do this, I just came out here today, or, something on a defense mode, I probably would have never got the bill, I probably would have never got her buy-in. Sometimes you don't want to be so generic with the pitch because realistically we're speaking to people and realistically we're speaking to people that have done and had experiences already. Like we all know this, right? We do the pitch, it don't have to be robotic all the time. At the end of the day, there are people, and what do you hold with people? Conversations, right? Right, so when everybody want to tell their story where they have a bad experience, but me, we have to take control, we're the rep, so we're going to tell you how you're going to tell the story. Okay, I'm going to set these questions up without you even knowing to lure you in to why Mpower is something that you're going to do right now. Not what you want to do, but what you're going to do right now. Because you can't now, you're not getting two bills. Your rate is not going up every month because whatever she did in Maryland, they had an introductory rate. So that means it fluctuated. The introductory rate was 11 cents, which was cheap, and then it kept going up. I already know that we have a fixed rate, 13 cents, and it's going to stay that way for a year, right? So when I'm asking her that, she's giving me the answer. Now I already know. Once I, do my presentation and all that, it's something that she would be interested in because she was already trying to go green. She told me that already. She would have continued going green if she didn't have that bad experience, right? So I thought somebody came. So all in all, we want to do this, right? Everything we say, we want to do with intent, right? You don't want to just go out there saying anything or doing anything. We want to increase our chances on getting the sale because that's what we do. Everything we do is a chance, right? And when we say the appropriate things, it increases our chances, right? So when we go out there today, tomorrow, next week, next year, if you're still here, we're gonna do these stages just like this. We see with the events of questions, not statement, right? It's better when you let them tell it versus you saying it first because it came out of their mouth. Yeah, tell me what else happened. Yeah, so why you want to do this? Really? Okay. So they telling it all, right? So this is what we're gonna do. Spin. I hope y'all wrote this down, right? It's something that we need to do. It's very effective. This is what worked for me, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. Some of you probably already doing it without even knowing. Now you're gonna actually perfect it because now you know the structure. Because sometimes you just asking questions still in stage one question. That's why you're not even moving forward, right? And remember, this is the most important. This is the most important stage, right? This is the most important stage. This is where you really want to get in there. These stages, you ask questions, but you don't want to spend too much time asking stage 1 questions. You don't wanna spend too much time asking stage 2 questions, because guess what? Some people get annoyed, because they wanna know, like, why are you asking this? Some people are rude like that, like, what is the point, like, what? Some people not gonna answer your question, what do you want? So you wanna be short and simple, and just so you will know, you're supposed to just understand we've been doing it for some time, so you're already gonna know how to maneuver whatever when they say that, okay?
Yes.
So, that is my
I have a question. What does a need for your question sound like? Or is that not a question? Is that when you go into?
Oh, I said, so need to, it's like it's the value to show, a solution. So
Okay, so it's-
when she said, oh, I would continue going green, had I
Right.
not experienced that bad experience, it just led me to my question, the next question as a solution, like a potential solution. So I said, okay, I definitely get that, so I'm sure if you didn't have that bad
Okay,
experience.
okay,
So
okay.
maybe, you could kind of set it up like a qualifying question,
Okay.
because that's the last stage.
Okay.
So now it just sums it all up, so you understand exactly what they said.
Joe.
Okay, so you saying all that, so I'm sure if you ain't had that bad experience, you would have continued going
Or
green.
if your rate would have stayed the same?
Right, you would've-
Yeah.
You would have continued, right, so that's basically saying that. So once you get this,
Mhm.
right, that just sums up all it is. This is their buy-in, so I guess sort of like a qualifying question, and then you just jump right into closing,
Okay.
because there should be no problems after that,
Choose.
right? Any more